I can't believe they passed away so suddenly. And both parents, no less. And they still have children who aren't even adults yet.
I am Shugo Nishikido. In the autumn of my second year in middle school, my parents died in an accident. It felt like a bolt from the blue, and I couldn't grasp what was happening. Then,
Shugo!
Sakurako, my sister, called out to me, and I turned towards her. We had different mothers, and apparently, her mother passed away right after giving birth. The relationship between my sister and my mother, who wasn't her biological mother, was good, and I had always looked up to her.
It's okay. I'll always be by your side.
A gentle warmth enveloped me. To a 14-year-old like me, my sister, who was 10 years older, seemed like a true adult. Yeah. Leaning into my sister's kindness, I nodded softly. Not long after the funeral, I moved into my sister's apartment, where she lived alone. Since then, she took care of me like a parent.
Shugo! You forgot your lunch.
Sakurako was a novelist, and thanks to our parents' inheritance and our investments, we lived comfortably. By the way, our parents were quite wealthy, so both my sister and I inherited a considerable amount. Still, we lived frugally, avoiding unnecessary spending, including outsourcing housework.
How's school? Keeping up with the classes?
Yeah, no problem so far. How's your writing going?
It's been going well lately. Since we started living together, I feel like I've been getting some good inspiration.
No matter how busy we were, we always made time to catch up with each other. Now, it was just the two of us. We decided to share our worries and support each other.
Your favorite mystery series will be released soon.
I can't wait! I'm looking forward to finally reading it. Time flew by as we lived our lives together. At every milestone, whether it was a birthday or graduation, my sister was always there for me. Each time, the sadness of not having our parents faded a little, and I was constantly grateful for my sister's presence. It's all thanks to you that I'm here today.
How's the food today? Does it taste good?
Yeah, as always, it's delicious. Thanks for everything, sis. 10 years passed since our parents died. I was now 24 and lived alone in an apartment near my sister's place. But even now, my sister would worry about my eating habits and sometimes invite me over for dinner. Oh, how's it going with that guy you mentioned from the matchmaking party? The one you hit it off with?
Well, actually, he proposed to me yesterday.
Really? That's amazing! You've been talking about him so fondly. I'm glad things are going well.
Yeah, thanks. I'll let you know once we've set up a formal introduction.
My sister, who had always taken care of me and supported me, was now smiling with such happiness. Seeing her like that filled my heart with joy. As I left her house, I looked forward to meeting her fiancé. A few weeks later, we met up at a private room in a high-end restaurant for the formal introduction of my sister's fiancé. Nice to meet you. I'm Masuya Oda, and I'm in a serious relationship with Sakurako, with marriage in mind. Nice to meet you. I'm Sakurako's younger brother, Shugo Nishikido. Sorry it took so long to arrange a meeting. My work schedule has been hectic. Masuya Oda is apparently the CEO of a company called Oda Office. He met my sister at a matchmaking party, where they bonded over shared interests. My family wasn't well off, so I had to work hard from a young age. Even after I started my business, it was tough, but Sakurako always supported me through it all. Perhaps because she's a novelist, my sister is knowledgeable about many things and is always in tune with the latest trends. Apparently, her advice had helped improve Oda's company's performance on several occasions.
Well, Masuya, you always support me too. You listen to my troubles with writing and surprise me with my favorite sweets.
That's only natural. I want to cherish you, and I'm a big fan of your novels as well. Oh, you're a fan of my sister's novels too, Masuya? Which one's your favorite? By the way, I love her mystery series. Especially the way the main character lives his life. He's so compelling, especially in that scene. A strong, upright man is just so cool, especially in that part where... I've admired him ever since middle school, and I just can't stop talking.
Okay, stop. You're making Masuya uncomfortable.
Sorry, I get too excited whenever I talk about my sister's novels. No worries, your enthusiasm makes it all the more enjoyable. I look forward to meeting you again. Oda smoothly covers for me with a smile. What a mature man, I thought. I may be inexperienced, but I promise I'll make Sakurako happy. Please give us your blessing. I want nothing more than for my sister to be happy. Please take care of her. With the formal introduction over, we parted ways for the day. Listen to this! My sister's finally getting married! Yeah, that's the 5th time you've told me. A few days later, I was at my regular bar, bursting with excitement as I talked to Takasugi Tomonobu, a handsome man sitting next to me. Though it was our first meeting, we hit it off, and the conversation flowed easily. I owe so much to my sister. I'm sure she's had to sacrifice a lot for me. So now that she's finally happy, I can't help but talk about it over and over. That's true. Seeing a family member's happy smile is a wonderful thing. I wish I had done more to show my parents my appreciation while they were alive. Takasugi told me that he lost his parents a few years ago. Right after they passed, there was so much going on, and it was tough for him. Whether it's something you're fond of or something you regret, there are still moments when you want to share it with your parents. But then, you remember they're not around anymore, and the loneliness hits all over again. I know what you mean. I had those same thoughts after my parents passed. But I had my sister to talk to, and she listened to everything I had to say. We've always supported back to each other, as a way of supporting each other. But looking back, I'm sure she supported me much more than I supported her. I see. Then you've got to make sure you show her your gratitude and return the favor. Yes, as her little brother, I want to support her, and I'm even ready to help her with work if needed. So, what do you do for work, Shugo? Want to exchange business cards? At Takasugi's suggestion, we exchanged cars. What? We both widened our eyes in shock at what was written on the cars. Alright, let's head to the next bar, Takasugi! You're drinking too much, Shugo. After leaving the bar, I walked down the street with Takasugi. Huh? Is that... I spotted a couple in the distance and instinctively moved closer, hiding in the shadows. The reason being... What the hell? Masuya? My sister's fiancé, Masuya, was walking closely with another woman.
So, what do you think? Can you get your hands on her inheritance?
It's going well. That brother and sister pair are so naive, it's almost laughable. They are the perfect marks, just a pair of rich fools who've never known hardship. Easy to fool. Once I've drained all the money I can, I'll divorce her as quickly as possible.
Still, it's a little frustrating that you've been spending so much time with that woman instead of me. You better make it up to me.
Ray, you're always so needy. You know you're the only one I love. I'll make it up to you with a present, okay? That should cheer you up.
Aw, yay! I love you, Masuya.
That bastard. As I clenched my teeth, glaring at Masuya Oda, Takasugi placed a hand on my shoulder with a concerned expression. Hey, calm down, Shugo. What's going on? Takasugi caught up to me and put a hand on my shoulder, and the rage that had been building up inside me began to subside. Actually, I told him about how I had seen my sister's fiancé with another woman, how that woman seemed to be his real lover, and how their conversation suggested he had only proposed to my sister for her inheritance. I see. If that's true, your anger is justified. But if you act rashly and end up in trouble with the police, your sister would be devastated. You're right. I'm sorry. I lost my cool, but I'm calm now. I'll talk to my sister and tell her what's going on. She needs to know. Yes, that's important, but isn't your sister's fiancé a company president? Yes, he runs a company called Oda Office. As I explained more about Masuya Oda, Takasugi's expression changed as if he had thought of a great idea. A month later, in the president's office of Oda Office, Masuya Oda and his secretary, Rei Kaneku, were having a conversation.
A meeting with the chairman of our business partner?
Yes, they're one of our major clients. The chairman hasn't been in charge for long, so I'm sure there's a lot to catch up on. You're my secretary, so I would like you to attend with me.
Sure, understood. I'm only dating Masuya because he's a president, but he's not that wealthy. I'll just squeeze all the money I can out of him and leave him for someone else. Besides, I've got another man on the side, and I can't keep entertaining Masuya all the time.
Unaware of Kaneku's thoughts, Oda continued to smile lovingly at her. Several days later, the two were sitting in the car, smiling as they headed to meet their business partner.
So, that woman agreed to help you?
Yeah, I told her my guardian was seriously ill, and she's agreed to provide financial support. Just like you said, Ray, people who've grown up without parents really fall for these sob stories. The two continued their cheerful conversation, but as they arrived at their business partner's office, their expressions quickly changed. Wait, what do you mean the deal is cancelled?
Yeah, you can't just tell us something like that out of the blue.
They desperately pleaded with the chairman of the company, but when he turned around, there was a cold smile on his face. This is final. You'll have to accept it. Frankly, there have been too many unsettling rumors about your company, and we believe it's time to cut ties. The chairman was none other than Takasugi Tomonobu. The major client of Oda Office was part of Takasugi's conglomerate, Takasugi Group. By the way, the struggles Takasugi had mentioned regarding his parents' passing mostly revolved around his new role as chairman. Unsettling rumors, you say? Yes. For example, that your company's president, Masuya Oda, is apparently in dire financial straits. So much so that he's been banking on the inheritance of his fiancé. That's not true. Those are just baseless rumors spread by envious people. I see. You're saying they're just rumors. Well, that's why I hired a private investigator to look into your company. A private investigator? And wouldn't you know it, some discrepancies in your financial records came up. Which is why we've decided that continuing business with you is no longer viable.
Are you accusing us of illegal activity?
Yes, according to the investigation, your company has been embezzling funds. That can't be! I swear we're innocent! Besides, can you even trust this so-called investigation? I anticipated you'd say that, so I brought the investigator with me today. At Takasugi's words, the door to the president's office opened, and in walked the investigator. Oda froze when he saw who it was. Allow me to introduce myself. I'm Shugo Nishikido, an investigator with Love Detective Agency. Yes, I work as a private investigator, and Takasugi requested a background check through my agency. This investigation was part of the plan Takasugi came up with. By the way, the reason I became a private investigator is that I've always admired the detective characters in my sister's novels. So, was there something about her agency's credibility you wanted to question? I see now. You're against my marriage to Sakurako, aren't you? You forced the investigation results to sabotage me, didn't you? Of course not. For one thing, I wasn't the one investigating your company. Given that you already know who I am, undercover work wouldn't exactly be effective. Shut up! We've been set up! Chairman Takasugi, you can't believe this fabricated report.
Yeah! There's no way this investigation can be trusted.
Oda was grasping at straws, trying to make sense of the situation. As for Kaneku, she probably didn't realize I was Sakurako's brother, but from my name and how I spoke, she might have figured it out by now. If you're so sure, then how about we file a criminal complaint for embezzlement and have the police look into it? That's right. If we have falsified evidence, we'll be charged with perjury. Let's see who's telling the truth. No, there's no need to go that far. It was clear Oda didn't want the authorities involved. Seeing him try to backpedal, I decided to land another blow. Incidentally, Takasugi Group isn't the only one who requested an investigation. My sister, Sakurako Nishikido, also asked for a background check on you, Masuya Oda. Of course, the real story is that I begged my sister to make the request after learning the truth about Oda. Once the official request came through, my colleagues and I worked tirelessly to gather evidence. We needed proof that the two of you were trying to scam my sister. Deceive? That's ridiculous. Oh, so you weren't trying to scam her? Because according to your friends, Masuya Oda said he had no intention of staying with my sister unless there was money involved. And Rei Kaneku, you boasted to your other lover about how you encouraged Oda to scam my sister. Another lover? Oda, shocked by the revelation, stared at Kaneku in disbelief, but I had no sympathy for him. Even though they were discussing this on a quiet street, I knew their loose lips would give us the information we needed. But still, it was infuriating to hear them brag about it. With their consent, we recorded the testimonies from your friends. My colleague also recorded your conversations in public, including the part where you said, "Once I've drained her for all she's worth, I'll divorce her." My sister also recorded your recent conversation, where you secured financial support from her using a fabricated sob story. With all this evidence, we could charge you both with attempted marriage fraud. Marriage fraud? I truly intended to marry Sakurako! Oh, what exactly do you mean by marriage? Surely you don't think it's just about filing paperwork, right? Legally, marriage requires both parties to genuinely intend to be married. If there's no intent, the marriage can be deemed invalid, and fraud charges can follow. From the testimonies of your friends, it's clear you had no such intent.
Wait, did you say both of you? Are you saying I'm going down for this too?
Realizing the implications, Kaneku interrupts, panicking. I couldn't believe she thought she would get off scot-free. You knew Oda planned to commit fraud, and you encouraged him. At the very least, you would be charged as an accessory, possibly even as an instigator.
No!
Even if you aren't charged criminally, my sister intends to file a lawsuit for emotional distress. After all the heartache you've caused, don't ever think you can escape responsibility. This is all your fault, Rei. If you hadn't been so reckless with money, we wouldn't have needed to embezzle or commit fraud. And now you're cheating on me? How could you?
What? You're just a pathetic president in name only. It's only natural I'd look for someone better.
Alright. Enough of the bickering. This is my company, so cut it out. Takasugi tries to settle things with a sigh, but... Shut up, you spoiled rich kids!
Yeah! You've had everything handed to you without a single struggle.
Why should you be the ones who get everything, while I've had to scrape by? The world really is all about money, isn't it? Masuya Oda, who had apparently struggled with money in his youth, clearly had some deep-seated resentment toward the wealthy. But turning his anger toward us was nothing but misplaced frustration. Just as I was about to speak up, "Spoiled rich kids? You've got some nerve. What you've done goes way beyond money." Hey! Takasugi's normally calm voice boomed with rage. Later, I learned that once his anger switch was flipped, he couldn't hold back. Sure, I didn't have financial hardships, and neither did the Nishikidos. But I've had to carry the burden of keeping my parents' company afloat. Every day I've worked my ass off under that pressure. The Nishikidos lost their parents 10 years ago, and they've been working hard ever since to protect each other. And what about you? What have you done? You've hurt others with your lies, trying to take the easy way out by stealing their money. Don't act like you're entitled to criticize us for being spoiled. Oda and Kaneku, overwhelmed by Takasugi's fierce gaze, couldn't say another word. Afterward, Masuya Oda and Rei Kaneku were arrested for fraud. My sister also sued for emotional distress and won. Upon further investigation of Oda office's books, it was revealed that they had indeed been embezzling funds. Both were charged with embezzlement and breach of trust and were rearrested. Damn it! Where did my life go wrong? Had they lived their lives with honesty, things might have turned out differently. They would now have to live with their regrets. Meanwhile, as for us, a year after my sister broke off the engagement, Takasugi, or rather, Tomonobu, started dating her. He had been inviting us out frequently to cheer her up, and over time, he and my sister grew closer. Sakurako, don't worry. I did a background check on Tomonobu, and there's nothing shady about him. Wait, Shugo, you investigated me too? Of course, I don't want my sister getting hurt again, but it looks like I'm finally going to have a great brother-in-law, so I'm relieved. Now I'm starting to worry if I'm really cut out to be your brother-in-law. What? No way! Please take care of me too!
You two are still getting along as always. That's good to see.
Sakurako had been so down after breaking off the engagement, but now she was smiling beautifully again. And I owe it all to Tomonobu. There is no such thing as a life without hardships. Sooner or later, everyone hits a wall. In those moments, it's how you treat the people around you that determines your future. If you live sincerely and face every challenge with integrity, happiness will find its way to you.